Popped it. Popped it. Oh.
Well, good morning everybody and welcome to another Sunday morning show. Apologies for last week, didn't manage to get one done. Did some psychology all week, which was, well, got me thinking anyway, got my mind going. And I will share with you at some point later on down the line how I'm getting on from a psychology point of view. But today, I'm at the most iconic Stoke Park golf club. It's pretty much been closed for the last sort of couple of years, so this is actually rare that people are actually allowed out to play this golf course. It was bought by, I think, an Indian family and has been basically made private. They're looking to sort of change things around, but we're actually playing here today. But first, I'm spending a bit of time with Under Armour. I'm going to do a bit of work with them on their new shoe line, talk about what their shoes are all about, so I'll get some info on that for you. And then we're going to get onto the golf course and see what this beautiful, amazing facility has to offer.
Well, look, welcome to Stoke Park, to our first footwear performance centre in the UK. I really appreciate you've come a long way. About 18 years ago, my business partner and I left him and Adidas to set up Under Armour from scratch, and that's when people started seeing you with stretchy mocks. And we had we'd say we had a mock and a beanie in a dream. And we built this brand from there to head to toe, and obviously today's about footwear, but without a customer we have absolutely nothing. The first order was £440, and thankfully it's got a bit more than that nowadays. But yes, some of your bigger ones. But we never forget, and the team we talk about that a lot, is if you start looking in the mirror and loving your reflection, you soon forget who your customers are. So you have a choice every day of which brands you support, and we really, really appreciate that you support us.
These shoes are designed so they can be laced slightly differently to your traditional shoes. So if you come forward, guys, if you want to come around, guys, I'll show you this. We need the shoe to be even, the lacing to be even throughout its whole area. Most shoes, if you look at the way most people's shoes are, apart from these on cloud ones, which are pretty good, mostly at the top, they start to get wider. If you lace them traditionally, they get wider at the top. And the moment that happens, you're going to lose the connection between the foot and the shoe at the top part of your foot. Okay, so what we do is we take all these out, and the way that we lace it, we create loops with the laces, like so. And when we create these loops, what we can then do is lace them through the loops. And as I start to pull this in, I'm sure Curtis will feel this, but you'll feel like the top of the shoe starts to really grab around the top of your foot. Yeah? Feel strong? Yeah. Good. So again, that's the first thing. So if you're kind of retailing or you're doing whatever, just simply doing that for a customer, I think it sort of screams to me power, performance. All of a sudden, something a little bit different going on here with the way that the shoes. Nice. This felt better? Yeah. Come and show you. You see now where his peak vertical force is starting to work. Yeah, so now you're starting to use the vertical force mid-downswing. This is exactly where we want to see your sequencing, and you can see this vertical line now as you make that movement into the shot. You can see now that your peak body load is happening before the ball, which is really important. So essentially that's when you're kind of down, and now what's going to happen is you're starting to move your center of, body center of gravity up. You've got peak force, so now you can really catapult the club into the back of the ball, hopefully from a line where you're not restricted. When we're looking at creating coil, and we want the center of our body to be the center of rotation, center of inertia of the body is the spine. The moment I go more than 70 across to the right, I start to shift onto that axis. So we don't want you to coil at all across. We want you to coil very centered, no more than 70% onto the right leg. If I stood here without my arms and I made a rotation, I'd be 50-50. If I just simply put my arms on the right side of my body, I'll be 60 over on the right, just simply because the center of mass is moving over there. So you always feel like you're making a center turn. That's what you have done there. The more you've corkscrewed the right foot, the more you've stayed on the central axis. And now you can see as you start to transition, your line is going to be going much more out towards your left toes, which is good. And then it will now go into your heel. Now you start to get the pressure back here. So this was really good. The one thing I'd say about this particular shot, The path is still a little bit from outside. We could just stay shut a bit longer in transition. We could keep the force a little bit longer down to mid downswing. So at mid downswing here, in order to control that path, you can see at mid downswing we still haven't got any pressure back in the heel. Okay. I'd love to keep it there because that would just make your path go 2 or 3 to the right and you can hit your nice high push draw again.
If I'd said drive pro makes you hit the ball longer, it would sound gimmicky and wrong. So we avoided that like the plague. We just invited the media to come in and tell the story for us. So they went through this, what you'll see today, and Golf Monthly, 5-star review, look no further. Today's golfer, I gained 9 mile an hour ball speed. I was here when he did it. Good golfer, couldn't believe it. And he was wearing a decent shoe before that from another brand that he'd loved. And then James Bond had categorically proven to improve your game. They've gone on camera, they've gone in print to say these things. And I can tell you, we invest a lot less in media than our competitor brands do. So we haven't bought this. This is purely the fact that we've said go head to head and tell the story whatever you find. And it could go on disastrously wrong and you'd have had a new boss. But we backed ourselves because we believed in JJ and the whole system. The first time ever we've won, or any brand's won, every editor's choice on footwear. So literally every magazine, both here and abroad, and actually Golf Digest too, editor's choice. So we've got this incredible product that everyone's recognising as being key, and it actually is doing what we said it could do, bringing it alive.
Well, here we go then, out on the golf course. Just look at that clubhouse, absolutely amazing. Just thinking about films. You think about James Bond, which I think was Sean Connery, and then you had Oddjob as well, who threw the hat and took off the head of the statue out the front there. And then you think about Layer Cake, where Daniel Craig became a full member, I think life member here at the time, and then unfortunately got shot on the steps out the front there. But amazing, iconic venue, Stoke Park. And as I said earlier, it has just been bought out by one of the wealthiest people in the world, basically. An Indian family. Not sure exactly what they're going to be doing with this place, but first thoughts, first impressions, wow, the bunkering looks absolutely spectacular. Now, the last time I was here, I think I was about 15 years old. We'd qualified because we got through, I think, to like a Weetabix final. It was like a team event. Churston junior team managed to work their way through kind of the county stage and then the regional stage, and then got into the grand final here, which I believe was actually filmed on Sky Sports at the time. I don't think we progressed any further from here, but again, amazing experience. And you know what, at that age, 15 years old, you don't appreciate what you're actually playing, because this is absolutely stunning. You don't appreciate that in the background. Just to me at the time, junior golfer growing up, just another golf course. But yes, looking forward to getting into this round. Starting to remember the beauty of this place as I kind of wander around. I mean, just aesthetically to the eye is so pleasing. The edging of the bunkers, the way in which they stripe the fairways, and then obviously the water features that wrap around this golf course are absolutely stunning, which is why it puts it on such a high profile type of golf course, really. Interested to hear what you thought about this week's video on the channel. Myself and Bernie over in Ireland at Enniscrone Golf Club, which is honestly, Enniscrone is one of the nicest golf courses, certainly the stretch of 9 holes that we had on this channel. Honestly, some of the best links golf holes I've ever had the pleasure of playing myself, and I hope you probably saw that from the video as well. Some interesting comments about the format that we played. I really love that format, and the reason why I love that format is because it gets your senses going, it gets your juices going with different types of shots, with different types of clubs, which I actually think is almost a little bit lost in the game. Lots of players go out there and literally go by the number of what their club says it should be and just hit that stock shot, whereas learning how to manipulate shots, learning how to play different types of shots with different clubs, I think can only help with your learning for the game, learning how to score in situations that you're not comfortable with. And actually, that is for me the game of golf. It's learning how to be able to achieve that, and certainly something that I would have learned more as a kid. You only had half a set of clubs, to still be able to score around the golf course in as little shots as possible with just that half set, I think is really, really key. So I urge you to go out and try it yourself, because it's a great game. Some people commented, they said they didn't like it, but actually for me, that style of golf on that type of golf course doesn't get much better than that. Is it the 16th has based it off of here?
Yes.
Yeah, so the 16th hole at Augusta is based off of the 7th hole here at Stoke Park.
So basically we've got to play it with a 3 or 4 iron Barnes Wallis style.
Is that right?
Skip.
Skip the water.
Yeah.
But I think, if I remember rightly, the 16th at Augusta works in the other way though, doesn't it? So this one works in from left to right, whereas the 16th at Augusta, you kind of draw it in and then bring it in off the slope. We've got to work it from left to right. New addition with the golf bag today, out on the golf course. First time, my Sunday show bag. How fitting, the Sunday carry bag. I think these things kind of are making a comeback. This one actually produced by Sun Mountain. Got my logo on it, so a big thank you to Sun Mountain. The great thing about this particular bag is it's actually big enough to get pretty much everything in it. I mean, ideally you're kind of used to having more of like a half set that would come into this particular bag, but today I've got my full waterproofs in it, I've got an umbrella on it, and I've got my clubs on it. Single strap over the back, and off you go. I'll tell you what has been nice about today. I'm out here on the golf course with 3 other professional golfers. These are head pros at golfers, certainly in the southwest. One from Dorset, one from Somerset, one from Devon, not far away from me. Thurlston, Steve. Just nice to be out on a golf course, spending some time with fellow pros. And I used to do this with my playing side of things. I used to go out and play in the kind of local medals, should we say, every Thursday. And even though I was kind of trying to compete, I just looked at it as an opportunity to actually kind of do a bit of networking, catch up with pros, find out a bit about the industry, find out what's going on well with their shops, what's going on well with their golf clubs, and then use that information to then kind of help push me in the right direction, which has been great today to actually spend some time with fellow pros, see what's happening, see what's going to be happening certainly going into the season for them, and certainly a lot of them very excited about the new delivery of Under Armour shoes that they're going to be getting into their stores. So yeah, a beautiful golf course, spending time with 3 other pros. I should probably do it a little bit more often, maybe get myself back into playing on a Thursday. Food for thought. Got one. Didn't think they would come today. Got one. Nice to get my first birdie of the day. Just to let you all know, I'm actually testing out a seed golf ball today. I think I've done probably the best part of about 12 holes with it now. And first impressions, this one in particular is the X1. So I would imagine that this one is as close to the Pro V1X, should we say. But I'm going to do some more research and more testing on them. But the idea of today's testing is obviously not only just to see the flight of this ball, to see how it compares to, let's say, I would say like the standard. Let's go with a Pro V1X as the standard, let's say. How does it compare to that from a flight point of view? Do I notice any differences in flights? And then how durable is it after, let's say, 12 holes of golf? Not bad, considering I've hit quite a few wedge shots. It's got one little scuff there on the side. It has gone a little bit kind of almost discoloured, so coming away from maybe a bright white more into sort of a dull white. However, I haven't actually cleaned it yet, so that's not fair on the actual ball. So all in all, pretty happy with the flight of the ball, pretty happy with the spin control of the ball, and actually very happy with the durability of the ball. Actually, for me to come up and do another filming session.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That was a super golf shot, well done. Yeah, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the game. Thank you. Well done, Dan. Well played, mate. Very good. Nice finish.